ठीक है, चल बाय. Okay, so here I am on a CBR 250 again. So a quick update, I have sold my old CBR 250 and the guy who owns it now, he lives in Camp Pune and I live in Baner, so it's quite difficult for me to get that bike for this one video. So anyway, Sudhanshu has helped me out with his bike. So this video is going to be about exactly what the title is saying, whether you should buy this bike in 2019 or not. So even though this guy has done small few changes to his bike, like getting the clip-ons and the sick matte black paint done, but all in all it's the same CBR 250, it's the same bike. So I'm going to cover all the things which can make you buy this bike, and whether you should buy it in 2019 or not, especially considering the fact that there are so many competitors at the same price point for this bike. So whether it is a sensible decision for you to buy this motorcycle. Also, you must have noticed the old intro has rolled back in, and coincidentally the guy who made that old intro is riding with me right now. So this is Shreyas Vaishnav. He made that intro for me while we were in college, like back in our college days. Now I work in office, he works at Power Drift, he's an editor there. Okay, we are back on the good roads. Like many of you know already, I was using a CBR 250 for 2 years, I guess. I rode that bike for around 35,000 kilometers before I sold it. So I think I can judge this bike quite well. Anyway, this video I'm going to partition among a few parts. The first is going to be the pros of the vehicle, then cons, then I'll tell you about all the other motorcycles which are available in the similar price range, and at the end I'll give a small verdict whether you should buy this vehicle or not. Okay, so I'll start the pros, and I'll start it with the but and obvious one for which the Indians look out. So like when you go in the foreign countries, the people are like, bro मेरे को अच्छा power to weight ratio चाहिए bro. But here in India, people are like, bro मेरे को better power to money ratio चाहिए bro. कम से कम पैसे में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा power. It's like we want more power and less money. So that is going to be the first point about the pros of this vehicle. So this vehicle costs at rupees 2.3 lakh on road. So that is a huge amount, but you get 26 bhp and a Honda engine, so which is very good if you ask me. So second part being the engine. So engine is very rev happy. Like even if you ride a CBR 250 which is ridden like 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 kilometers, you won't feel the difference. You won't feel it at all. That bike is like, it runs as good as new. I don't think there is going to be a lot of engine problems with this one, and especially the models after 2015, there is no engine problem at all. So the third point in this video, it is going to be about the riding position. The riding position of this bike is very comfortable, very comfortable. Like this guy has got clip-ons which are aggressive. He has retrofitted it, so this is not how the bike usually is. The clip-ons are way up high here, so it's good for touring, and it's even good for light cornering. And if you get clip-ons like these, you can even go out, like go all out on this. You can even slay them RC390s with this. So yeah, the riding position, it has good power band. The power band's delivery, like the delivery starts in the mid range. The power delivery is very good on this bike. You can easily cruise in at around 90, 100, 110, and nobody would bat an eye. Like the engine is very happy with that. So the next thing which I'm going to talk about are the brakes. So for the ABS version of this bike, you get Nissin calipers, and Nissin is like one of the biggest and the best brands out there, and yeah, the brakes are awesome. कितना देती है? So the mileage of this bike which I got while I was using the CBR was around 30 kilometers per liter in the city, and on the highways it could go as high as 35, 37, like when I was touring. So it is very good, especially for the fact that this is a sports bike. So the next point about this bike is its looks. So the looks part is very subjective. Me, for instance, likes the looks of this bike very much, like very much. I am a sucker for this bike's looks. So while I was in standard 10th, I guess, while I was in 10th standard, this bike was launched, and it was the first time I saw this, and I knew that I had to get this one, this bike at some point of my life. Well, I did. I used it for 2 years. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Anyway, the looks. So I guess this point we are going to revisit in the cons section as well. So let's start with the cons of this vehicle. I'll start with the engine, because what I felt in 2 years of use is like the torque of this engine is a little too low. If you're stuck in bumper to bumper traffic, you'll have to change the gears a lot, and that can be a cause of pain for your wrists and stuff. So that is not very ideal, and the sound is so soothing. So yeah, the first point, engine. Now let's move on to the second point. The second point is going to be the spares availability. So the availability of spares, which is always a big problem for big bikes, and you'll face it a lot for CBR 250. If you are in major cities, like big cities like Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, you will not face this problem a lot. But for the smaller cities, you will have to wait a lot, even for the smallest of spare parts, and it is a very difficult task. Even if you have like the cone set missing, or maybe a small screw or nut missing from your bike, and it is not available in your nearest Honda dealership, the bike has to be kept in the garage for a long time. So that is not very ideal, if you ask me. So moving about to the next con of this vehicle. So it is going to be the looks. Again, like I said, this is going to be revisited. This is the same bike which has been launched in 2011. It's the same bike which is continued in the market till now. There has been no changes to the looks, except for the few sticker changes here and there. It's the same bike after all. So it is going to be like very subjective. Some people like the looks, some people don't. So yeah. The next part and the next big con about this vehicle is going to be its instrument cluster. So instrument cluster, it does not have, gear shift indicator. It does not even have 2 trip meters. So it's pretty outdated. It's very 2011ish. So better electronics would have been better, better electronics would have been appreciated anyway, any day. Okay, so another part is the spare parts cost. So the spare parts costs of this vehicle is pretty mid-range, I would guess, but it's very expensive when you compare it to the Duke 250 or the Dominar 400. So I guess that can be a let off for a lot of guys, because the brake pads for this costs around 3,000 rupees. That's for the ABS variant, and if you compare it to Duke or Dominar, the brake pad for those bikes, they are like less than 1,000 rupees. So that can be a big turn off. Again, another con for this bike would be the service cost. The service cost is slightly on the higher side when you compare it to the Duke and Dominar 400. So these are the things which you should keep in mind before purchasing these motorcycles. Okay, so now moving on and comparing this motorcycle with its competitors. So I'll start with the Duke 250. So the Duke 250 right now, it comes at around 2 lakh rupees on road, and the ABS variant, it will be like 10,000 rupees more, I guess. It will cost you 10,000 rupees more when it launches. So Duke 250 is cheaper than this motorcycle. It will get you an ABS, and it will also get you better service connectivity and better spare parts availability. So you can consider that bike, but when it comes to reliability, CBR 250 is better than the Duke. So this is what I had to say when comparing the Duke 250 with the CBR 250. Yeah. So moving on to the next bike, it is going to be the TVS Apache RR 310. So TVS Apache RR 310, it costs about 2.5 lakh rupees on road, so it is 20,000 rupees more expensive than this one. And I have to say, you get like you paisa vasool bike hai, TVS Apache, but then again it's a little bit more aggressive when you look at the riding position. Also that bike, you know, it has a lot of vibrations when you compare it to this one. Also the service costs and all, they are very high, very damn high when compared to this. So again, but you'll be getting your money's worth if you like decide to invest in a TVS Apache RR 310, because it's a TVS bike, but underneath the covers it's a BMW after all. The last bike which I'm going to talk about is the Dominar 400, and the Dominar is in this list purely because it is priced way below this motorcycle. The Dominar 400 costs like 1.9 lakh rupees on road, and it is a bang for the buck. Like you get ABS, you get LED headlights, you get everything that that segment has to offer. It has better power, it has everything good. Like all the three bikes which I have compared with this one, the Duke, the Apache and the Dominar, they have better you know, power to weight ratios than this motorcycle, and all of them sit in the similar price range. So yeah. So if you ask me, CBR is a bike which is like targeted towards a very particular audience, very particular people who like Honda, who like touring, who also like curves. But at the end of the day, it's like your choice, and like I am no one to influence it. I'm just here to tell you like which is good, which is bad, what are the good things about this bike, what are the bad things about this bike, and that's it. So now the end part of the video, the final verdict of the motorcycle. So if you ask me, in 2019, especially considering the fact that there are so many better motorcycles available in the market right now, it won't be a wise decision to purchase this motorcycle, but that is what I feel. But if you are looking for the Honda reliability, the smooth engine and all, you can go ahead and get this motorcycle. But then again, in the used market, the second-hand bikes market, this bike is available for way like for a way less price. And like I said, the engine is very good. Even if you have ridden it for 50,000-60,000 kilometers, it feels new. So you can always try to get this bike in the used market for 60,000-70,000 rupees, and that is for the ABS variant. Yes, that is how low the prices of this vehicle are right now. So you can add this to the con as well. The resale is not good. Anyway, that's what I felt in 2019. If you want to buy this motorcycle CBR 250, better look for a used one instead of buying a new one. Okay guys, this was it for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share this video if you have some friend who is willing to get a CBR 250, like who is planning to get a CBR 250. Tell them, bhai, video dekh le, fir decide kar lena. I guess I have answered most of the questions, but if you still have any questions in your mind, you can write them down in the comment section below. You can DM me on Instagram, whichever way works for you, man. So this is me signing off. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye bye.